así, MI.
Sí, pero no sé si es. Bueno.
Music.
YouTube Live in one.
Espera un segundo, yo pongo aquí YouTube en la otra pantalla.
La música por ahí.
YouTube Live. Ok. ¿Se escucha la música? No.
No.
Ahí vamos.
Espera un segundo, yo pongo aquí YouTube.
Bueno, record.
La música por ahí.
Y dejamos entrar a todos. Ok. ¿Se escucha la música? No.
Sí, muy
Sí,
bien.
sí.
Hola, 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 Latam. Hello. Welcome, welcome. This unique Latam Town Hall.
Fiesta, fiesta.
Celebrando a la mujer. Bem-vindas, bem-vindos para esta festa da mulher en Latam. Hola Pedro. Hola Mary.
Hola, S.
Hola Nat.
Hola, hola.
Juanpa.
Chicos, chicas,
Hola S. Hello Catherine. I'm assuming that you speak English. Hello Adaku. Hello me. Hola Mary. Hola Laura. ¿Cómo están?
Qué buena música.
Para los que no los conozcan, estamos escuchando a Mirla Negra. Lo pueden encontrar en Spotify. Esta es una canción maravillosa que se llama La Guitarrita y que nos ha gustado a todos y que por eso la usamos para inaugurar esta fiesta de Latam y esta fiesta de la mujer. Vamos a tener más de Mirla Negra más tarde. Están acá en vivo compartiendo con nosotros. All right, we are going to wait a little minutes to allow for people to get in, and then we will start this amazing Womenfest in Latam. By the way, we are listening to Mirla Negra, an awesome group pre-nominated to the Grammy Awards, and they are going to play live today, later. Los leo poco, ¿eh? Están como dormidos hoy en Latam. ¿Qué pasa?
Música, música, la música está espectacular.
Estamos
escuchando.
Están escuchando.
Estamos escuchando.
Ah.
Escucha, me gusta.
Sí.
Eso
Juan los
es.
bambucos de nuestra tierra.
Hola a la gente de YouTube que nos está mirando por el live stream. Recuerden que también pueden sumarse a esta fiesta y a este town hall. Se hace todos los jueves en vivo a través de los links de Zoom. Poder interactuar en vivo con nosotros. Hola Jorge. Hola Gisela.
Yo canto porque es muy grande la impotencia.
¿Cómo les va hoy?
De ver al pueblo contra el pueblo luchar. No importa si es policía o manifestante. No importa si es empleado o militar.
Okay, so
no importa si es rico.
me is telling that we can see the live meeting notes.
Lo que importa es
Footer.ai.
Pero cómo puede ser
Interesting.
Espera.
un billete que el sentido común y la
No adelantes, no adelantes, Rodo, no adelantes. Vamos a hablar del fondo 9. Ahí está muy bien, ahí llegó. Estamos todos, poné los fideos, como decía mi abuela.
De ver al pueblo contra el pueblo luchar.
Muy bien.
Señora gente que no me mate.
Ya somos casi 30, así que si les parece, vamos a cortar brevemente Mirla Negra, con su permiso y con mucho respeto, y vamos a empezar este town hall. A ver, entonces. Vamos por acá. Segundito que me había quedado en el slide incorrecto. Ahí ven el PowerPoint. Bueno, excelente. Hoy vamos a tener que hacer como una especie de lenguaje dual para que toda la gente que está presente hoy acá pueda entender lo que estamos hablando. No sé quién está hablando ahí, pero hay alguien que no tiene el mute puesto. So I was telling that we will host this special town hall in both Spanish and English. So each person that doesn't speak Spanish, that we have several guests today that doesn't speak Spanish, can understand what we are saying, but some part of the town hall will remain in Spanish, and you will probably feel the energy and what we're trying to say here and to do here. But if you have any comments or questions about what we are talking, please do say something in the chat and we will translate. Ok, ¿a quién le toca? ¿Quién quiere leer? Me gustaría que obviamente hoy sean mujeres las que lean el manifiesto y el mantra de Catalyst. ¿Voluntarias? ¿Voluntarias? Vamos, vamos.
Bueno, leeré el manifiesto. Entonces, manifiesto Cardano Latam. La comunidad Latam Cardano es una alianza descentralizada que inspira y empodera individuos, organizaciones, iniciativas y gobiernos con interés en América Latina a colaborar por expandir la adopción de Cardano y facilitar su impacto. Disculpen que es que no ya. Y facilitar su impacto real en y desde la región hacia el mundo.
Excelente. Muchas gracias, Juanita. This is our manifesto. Is the reason why we are here, is our purpose, and why all these beautiful people spend their time and effort building a new society for all. ¿Y qué otra mujer maravillosa hay dando vuelta por ahí que lea el mantra de Catalyst? A ver si elijo a alguien. ¿Ninguna? ¿Ninguna se fue?
Los chicos de Mirla Negra.
Ali once.
Ali,
Ay,
do
por
you...
supuesto. Ok, forgive
Dale.
me if I don't.
Vamos.
Dale.
Bienvenidos al experimento.
It's
Oy.
half in Spanish, half in Portuguese, but you
Ya
can
lo
translate it in
sé.
Spanish.
I
Don't
can't do
worry.
the portugués, but disculpa.
Dale.
Nuestro objeto proveer un ambiente seguro y lleno de vida para que todos puedan explorar el más alto potencial de la colaboración humana.
Thank you so much. You rock it. Thank you.
Gracias.
Bueno, y como saben, nuestra comunidad viene creciendo a pasos agigantados. Estos son los últimos números que tenemos. Obviamente llamamos a todas y a todos a seguirnos en nuestras redes, en nuestro Discord, que es un espacio sumamente activo y muy diverso para que la conversación no sea solamente acá, sino a través de los distintos canales específicos que tenemos para discutir o conversar de los distintos temas que nos interesan, ¿no? Inclusive por región, por tema, por país, por ciudad. Después tenemos nuestro Telegram, que ya hemos pasado más de 100 personas que están en el Telegram, así que un aplauso para todos y un agradecimiento por seguirnos ahí. Nuestro Twitter, que viene picando en punta, en breve llegaremos a los 1000, y bueno, ahí no paramos más, ¿no? Y obviamente nuestro YouTube, que los invitamos a todos a suscribirse, que es donde pueden ver estos eventos posteriormente grabados, si es que no llegan a verlo en vivo, o si quieren repasar alguna temática que les haya gustado o quieran explorar más. Ya llevamos más de 27 town halls, este es el número 28, más de 24 speakers, hoy tendremos ya como 28, bueno, y los números que venimos viendo todas las semanas. Recuerden que esta reunión se hace todos los jueves a las 18:30 horas, GMT-3, y que el formato en general es una primera parte donde tenemos distintas noticias, a veces invitados, y una segunda parte donde la comunidad habla, ¿no? De hecho, podríamos por ahí cambiar el tema de breakout rooms, que es medio en inglés, y ponerle la comunidad habla, ¿no? Y empezar a facilitar este tema de que todos tengamos una voz y nos expresemos en nuestro propio idioma. Novedades, llegaron los resultados. Si no te fijaste todavía cómo quedó tu propuesta, fíjate, porque ya están. Obviamente son los scores, los rankings, que son el resultado de los assessments que hicieron los PAs y los BPAs. Todavía falta la votación, ¿no? Porque la votación todavía no se hizo. Pero en esos dos files que están ahí, que después pueden ir a buscar en los archivos que les dejamos, tienen toda la información a detalle para ir viendo cómo quedó su propuesta, por qué, cuántos assessments tuvo, y ver sobre todo el feedback que los PAs dejaron y que los BPAs dejaron, ¿no? También ahí pueden ver si hubo algún tipo de assessment que se sacó, por qué se sacó, y eso les puede servir no solamente para entender cómo mejorar su proyecto, sino también cuáles son las cuestiones que, si resultas optada, puede llegar a tener en cuenta para adelante. También tenemos unas infografías muy interesantes que hizo acá nuestro agraciado y maravilloso colega Rodo, a donde ya hizo un análisis de cómo fue esta primera parte del Fondo 9. Fíjense en la participación, cómo viene subiendo en todos los aspectos, tanto en cantidad de propuestas, que esta vez subió un poquito menos, de 1.162 a 1.180, pero subió también bastante la participación en cuanto a ser PA, en 896 aproximadamente personas y 100 BCAs. Después tenemos la parte de la calidad de las propuestas según assessment, cuántas propuestas en verde sacaron menos de 3 como score, cuáles sacaron entre 3 y 4, que es el naranja, y cuáles sacaron más de 4, que es el azul. Fíjense que la calidad de las propuestas viene creciendo muy bien. O sea, en el assessment cada vez son menos las propuestas que tienen menos score y cada vez son más las que tienen mayor score, lo cual se hace más interesante para todos, ¿no? Para participar y tener un buen score, tenés que esforzarte más en hacer una excelente propuesta. Y más a la derecha tienen cómo resultaron en general el tipo de assessment, ¿no? Cómo fue evolucionando la calidad de los assessments de los PAs. Una novedad, se pospuso 2 semanas la fecha de la votación. Se encontraron algunos issues técnicos en la aplicación de votación y obviamente por temas de seguridad y garantizar que la votación se haga de la mejor manera posible y con la mayor calidad posible, se va a empezar a votar recién el 25 del 8, así que todo lo que está para abajo de la votación se retrasa 2 semanas, es decir que los resultados estarán por allá de mitad de septiembre aproximadamente, y lo que sí se estima es que por ahí el primer pago, o sea el registro de las propuestas ganadoras, el primer pago se haga más rápido que por ahí como estaba previsto, pero bueno, va a ser segunda parte de septiembre y no al inicio de septiembre como estaba originalmente. Bueno, Juanita, eso fue todo por la parte de introducción y ahora pasamos a lo que nos compete hoy, ¿no? Esta fiesta de la mujer.
Bueno, buenas tardes. Este es un town hall muy especial para todos, particularmente para mí, si se me permite decirlo. Es una fiesta. Hoy celebramos a las mujeres en Cardano y en todas partes que a través de sus ideas buscan llevar a cabo transformaciones profundas en la sociedad para convertirla en algo mucho mejor y lograr equidad e inclusión. Son mujeres o somos mujeres empoderando mujeres unidas al experimento de Catalyst para explorar y explotar todo nuestro potencial. En Cardano, como bien sabemos, las mujeres solo somos el 5% de los miembros activos y pues es necesario que las cosas cambien para que haya más participación de parte de nosotras, para dar nuevos enfoques y hacer un cambio realmente de fondo en la sociedad. Hoy en Latam Cardano hemos diseñado este espacio para escuchar a quienes desde otras perspectivas buscan cambiar el mundo. Y hoy escucharemos tendremos música en vivo por Mirla Negra y tenemos dos invitadas de maravilla que son Ali y Mie, y vamos a escuchar su música y sus historias. Bienvenidos a este Womenfest. Tengo el honor de presentarles a Mirla Negra, dueto colombiano de la ciudad de Bogotá, de música folclórica colombiana y fusión, prenominados a Grammy Latino por Mejor Álbum Folclórico, y hoy nos van a regalar sus canciones en el primer Town Hall de Latam con música en vivo. Entonces, adelante, queridos amigos de Mirla Negra.
Primer Town Hall del mundo con música en vivo, creo yo.
¡Oh,
Pero
del
bueno.
mundo! ¡Wow! No los estamos presionando en lo absoluto.
Sin presión.
We are,
Sí,
but
relajados.
I don't want to translate everything that Juanita said, but basically what we are doing this town hall dedicated to women because we think that in order to really change the world, we need all hands on deck, and half of the population of the earth are women, and we need to have every single person in earth, and especially women, which are now about 5% of the people actively participating in our meetings and in Cardano and Catalyst in general. So we decided as Latam to have this special space dedicated to women, and to also to understand, not only to celebrate, which is a fest, it indeed is a fest, and that's why we have music, live music and other stuff, but also to understand how this community needs to change, what things that we need to address in order to have more empowered women, how we can create this as a safe place for women to take part of that, and how we can produce a place where women feel attracted and are enabled and enhanced to grow, you know, and to find in this community a way to realize themselves. And with that, we would like to introduce Mirla Negra, which is a Colombian duet. They were pre-nominated to Grammy, so we are truly honored to have them playing live here. And as we said, this is the first time a town hall, probably in the whole world, Catalyst, have a music festival playing live. So we are truly honored, and we would like with that introduce Mirla Negra.
Hola, hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Candelaria
Yo soy Gabo.
y estamos muy felices de poder compartir con ustedes esta tarde. Agradecemos infinitamente esta invitación. Hace mucho rato no cantábamos virtual, ¿no? Solo cantábamos virtual cuando estábamos en pandemiados todos. Bueno, un poquito de contexto. Mirla Negra es un proyecto que va a cumplir 5 años. En 2019 estuvimos postulando a Grammy Latino como Mejor Álbum Folclórico y logramos pasar los primeros filtros, pero no logramos la nominación, que vamos a ir porque éramos un dúo muy joven. Sin embargo, ha sido muy bonito el proceso de ver cómo la música de nuestra tierra, que ya no es muy comercial, es tenida en cuenta, y además que por el camino nos dimos cuenta de que las canciones tenían más significados de los que creíamos. En principio, por ejemplo, veíamos Indiferencia solo como una canción de despecho. Guitarrita también. Así, pasaban cosas así, como todas eran o de amor, o de despecho, o la naturaleza, y hasta ahí llegaba. Pero empezamos a darnos cuenta que había otros mensajes ahí como caletos, como ocultos, estoy hablando en colombiano, perdón, ocultos, que podíamos como expresar a través de estas canciones. Entonces aprendimos a utilizar, por ejemplo, Indiferencia, que se las vamos a cantar de primeras, como un mensaje en contra de los homicidios y feminicidios pasionales. Es como, si se acabó, qué embarrada, pero no se maten. Guitarrita habla de cómo la música es nuestro refugio cuando no la estamos pasando bien, ¿no? Un instrumento, a veces todos tenemos una canción que vamos a escuchar cuando estamos muy tristes y queremos que sea todavía más triste. Bueno, Guitarrita viene siendo como algo así, pero es como la música es nuestra compañía en cualquier momento, especialmente en los que son dolorosos, pero nos ayuda a procesar y nos trae esperanza. En Mi mamá no parió un hijo para la guerra, que es la cuarta canción que les vamos a compartir, esa canción salió súper social. O sea, aquí hay como un chiste interno entre colombianos. Nosotros siempre que estamos en un grupo, decimos que somos el fajardo del grupo, porque no tenemos así como las posturas súper fuertes de las personas que son de izquierda, ¿no? Que lo tienen todo clarísimo, sus conceptos, como, no, y es que las instituciones, tan. Y nosotros somos como, parce, apenas estamos aprendiendo, téngannos paciencia, entonces somos como, están peleando, ay, no peleen, están matando, ay, no los maten, ¿no? O sea, como muy soft, pero en esta canción sí pusimos todo lo que queríamos decir. Y sí, efectivamente era muy, están peleando, no peleen, se están matando, ay, no se maten, pero más con el mensaje de todas las vidas son importantes. Más allá de si es un policía, si es un manifestante, si es un perro, si es un comerciante, porque también los animales se vieron súper afectados en el marco de la protesta del paro nacional. Entonces, como que se puso al frente y fue como, ok, ¿y qué está pasando aquí si nuestras canciones todas tenían los mensajes escondidos? Pero fue una manera de también ir por ello, ¿no? Como hacer sentir que lo que teníamos para decir sí valía y que no estábamos atacando a nadie, no desde nuestro modo fajardo, que es solo tibieza, muy tibio, ni para allá ni para acá, no, sino como, es que esto es lo que tengo para decir, esto es lo que estoy sintiendo, y fuimos por ello. Y Voy a llegar, que es la cuarta canción, es una canción que nació este fin de semana, está nuevecita. Nació en el marco de una actividad, de una salida de inmersión con la Fundación Gratitud. Nuestra coordinadora está aquí viéndonos, es Laura Guío. Eh, Salió de un tema que nos entregaron en un papel. Decía, las fronteras son mentales. Sobre eso hagan una canción. Con el grupo, éramos 5 personas. Trefi, Juan David, Ángela, Gabo y yo. Y salió esta maravilla de canción que habla no solamente de la migración, que es una primera frontera que es tangible de alguna manera, ¿no? O sea, no es como que, oh, toqué la frontera, a no ser que sea el muro que van a por los gringos, o bueno, eso. No hay una frontera que uno pueda agarrar, pero sí es una frontera que uno experimenta, ¿no? Pero además hay otro montón de fronteras que efectivamente son mentales de porque soy mujer no puedo, porque soy hombre no puedo, o no debo ser o hacer o decir o sentir o pensar ciertas cosas. Y fue como si cierro los ojos y no, si me cierro los ojos a mí mismo y me dejo llenar de miedo, me voy a morir ahí. Pero si yo me permito abrir los ojos, puedo vencer esta primera frontera y me puedo comunicar con el otro y puedo tender puentes y puedo crear y puedo hacer y puedo construir, que es tal cual lo que ustedes están haciendo acá. Ahora, como yo tengo mis ideas en la mente y no voy a poner a sufrir al pobre Alex para que no me traduzca todo, voy a tratar de hacer mi mejor esfuerzo en inglés. ¿Listo? Ahí vamos. I, for the English speakers, talking people, I don't know how to say that. I'm Candelaria, his name is Gao. We are Mirla Negra. We have been doing music for like the last 5 years or so. We're gonna share with you 4 songs. The first one, it's called Indifference. It was born like a breakup song, you know, when your boyfriend or girlfriend becomes an ex and you're way too sad, that's the song. But then we start to see different messages that we could share with people through the song. And it was a message against the murder. Even if it's a very difficult situation, a very painful one, we must not kill anyone because of that. I'm not gonna kill my ex. I don't want to be killed by my ex. Simply, if it's over, it's over. Nothing to do. But it's better to separate, to get a new place, a new way to do things. Guitarrita, Little Guitar, it's the name of the second song. It's also like a despecho song. Despecho is what you feel when you are very sad because your couple leaves you. Guitarrita has the hidden message of how the music is empowering us in the bad situations to be hopeful, to can solve all the things and the situations that are making us suffer and move on. Mi mamá no parió un hijo para la guerra. That's hard to translate. My mom did not give birth a son for the war. I guess it's something like that. It's a very social song, which is something we never did before. All our songs are like, are you killing each other? Oh, don't kill each other. Are you fighting? Oh, don't fight. But this song is just putting everything like in a very clear way, in a simple language. It's nothing complicated to understand, but it's something we never did before. And even if we felt it was difficult to take a political message in a song, I don't know if it's that really political. It's just that we found important to preserve the importance of every life. Every life matter. Black lives matter, white lives matter, policemen lives matter, dogs and cats lives matter. And that's the message we wanted to give. And Voy a llegar, I'm gonna come, is a song that was born this last weekend during an activity we did with Fundación Gratitud, which is I don't know how to say that. How do you say fundación in English, Alex?
Foundation.
Just like that,
Yeah.
foundation. Okay,
Grateful,
it's the
grateful
foundation of
foundation.
a famous Colombian singer called Fonseca. We were given a theme, like a topic to make a song. It was borderlines are in your mind. Just like that. They gave us a piece of paper with that on, and we had to make a song about it. We were a team of 5 people. Here is our coordinator team, Laura Guio, and that's the last song we are gonna share with you. I hope I hadn't do it too long. Now we're gonna start singing. Indiferencia primero. Hemos fracasado en nuestro intento de volver a unir nuestros amores. Es que es imposible estar más juntos. Vamos a aceptar la realidad. Han pasado tantos meses procurando darnos lo mejor, pero pudo más la indiferencia que el amor que un día nos unió. Busca tu destino por otros caminos, que yo haré lo mismo, será lo mejor. Y quiero decirte como despedida que hoy en nuestras vidas no queda rencor. Hemos fracasado en nuestro intento de volver a unir nuestros amores. Es que es imposible estar más juntos. Vamos a aceptar la realidad. Han pasado tantos meses procurando darnos lo mejor, pero pudo más la indiferencia, el amor que un día nos unió. Busca tu destino por otros caminos, que yo haré lo mismo, será lo mejor. Y quiero decirte como despedida que hoy en nuestras vidas no queda rencor. La siguiente canción es la favorita de Juanita. Juanita. Es Guitarrita. Es un bambuco fiestero, así se llama, bambuco fiestero. Es el nombre del ritmo. Es un bambuco, pero más rápido. Ustedes, si quieren allá en la casa, cuando vayan oyendo cómo va haciendo la guitarra, como todos tienen el micrófono silenciado, no va a pasar nada. Péguenle al escritorio, hagan, ahí donde estoy, papa con yuca, papa con yuca, papa con yuca. Entonces lo van haciendo en la casa y así, entonces tenemos percusionistas gratis. Listo. Solo me queda su guitarrita para calmar el dolor. Solo me queda su guitarrita. Ella se marchó. Solo dejaba angustias y penas y desilusión y la mayor tristeza que llevo el corazón. Sola sabe lo que sufro. Solo me queda su guitarrita para calmar el dolor. Solo me queda su guitarrita. Ella se marchó. Solo me queda y desilusión y la mayor tristeza que llevo el corazón. Canta guitarrita, calma mi dolor, pues tú sola sabes lo que sufro yo.
Bravo.
Fue inevitable no reírme cuando Alexandra escribió yuca frita. Fue como, calma mi dolor, y yo muerta de la risa yo pensando en yuca frita. Ay, Dios. Muchas gracias. Esta canción que sigue es tesa. Pues para nosotros es como triste, porque muchas personas murieron, ¿no? En el marco de las protestas, gente que estaba tranquila marchando y murió. Entonces, como que le trae a uno como esa nostalgia, pero al mismo tiempo es una invitación a no perder la esperanza, a no perder la alegría, a no perder los momentos, a seguir construyendo como ustedes lo hacen y a seguir cantando como nosotros lo hacemos. no parió un hijo para la guerra, ni para por mi vida suplicar. Yo canto porque es muy grande la impotencia de ver al pueblo contra el pueblo luchar. No importa si es policía o manifestante, no importa si es empleado o militar, no importa si es rico obrero o comerciante, lo que importa es todas las vidas cuidar. Pero ¿cómo puede hacerse si vale más un billete que el sentido común y la dignidad? Mi mamá no parió un hijo para la guerra, ni para por mi vida suplicar. Yo canto porque es muy grande la impotencia de ver al pueblo contra el pueblo luchar. Le ruego, señora gente, que no me mate, que no me persiga entre el cañaduzal. Le ruego, manifestante, que mucho aguante y que vivo no me quemen entre un CAI. No me arranque usted la vida, déjeme a casa llamar. Compañero, avise que no voy a llegar. Vuelan piedras, gases, bombas, mil arengas. La gente marchaba lento y en paz. De la nada todo cambia y mis amigos se separan. No sé dónde están y ya llegó el ESMAD. Tengo frío y falta el aire, ¿a dónde me llevarán? Si no vuelvo, cuídenme a mi mamá. A la patria le voltearon la bandera y a mí ya me dejaron un ojo afuera. Agua limpia, la salud, la pensión, la educación, no es un lujo, es derecho de la población. Viva el río y el páramo y también que viva el paro. La ciudad y el campo siempre han sido hermanos. Mamá no parió un hijo para la guerra, ni para por mi vida suplicar. Yo canto porque es muy grande la impotencia de ver al pueblo contra el pueblo luchar. Mi mamá no parió un hijo para la guerra, ni para por mi vida suplicar. Yo canto porque es muy grande la impotencia y vivo quiero a mi casa llegar. Gracias. Es muy emotivo, me hace llorar la canción.
Sí,
emociona.
emociona.
Es difícil de cantar. Sí, o sea, sobre todo la parte de si no vuelvo, cuídenme a mi mamá. If I don't come back, take care of my mom. Es muy salvaje, o sea, es como necesito volver, ¿sí? Necesito que todos volvamos. Todos tenemos a alguien en la casa que nos está esperando. Y también me hace pensar en, pues, ustedes crean un montón de oportunidades. ¿Cuántas personas simplemente dejan este mundo porque no encontraron la manera, porque no encontraron oportunidades, porque no se les tendió la mano, no pudieron volver? Un día que no volvieron. Más allá de la guerra, más allá del conflicto, más allá de los accidentes, hay gente que no volvió porque no encontró la manera de volver. Eso es como lo más fuerte. Pero aún así, aunque haya personas que se hayan ido y no hayan podido volver, nuestro camino siempre es llegar a donde nos proponemos que vamos a llegar, ¿no? Es seguir teniendo esperanza y seguir trabajando, aunque nos perdamos, de alguna manera vamos a volver a encontrar una forma, un camino, y por eso esta canción, que es la última que queremos compartir con ustedes, que es Voy a llegar, la canción nuevecita, y sobre todo dedicada con todo el amor para Laura, nuestra coordinadora. Si cierro los ojos me lleno de miedo y me duele el alma. No quiero que nadie me invada y me robe mi verdad. No puedo arrancar este peso de mi espalda, pero si suelto mi escudo me van a matar. No sé ver el mundo si no es con lentes de pesimismo. Afuera no hay modo de poder ser lo que quiero ser. No puedo romper los prejuicios aunque me asfixien, pero el confort de esta zona ya no sabe a miel. Voy a llegar, reconocerte es mi destino. Y si me pierdo, nos encontramos en el camino. Voy a llegar, reconocerte es mi destino. Y si me pierdo, nos encontramos en el camino. Si abro los ojos afuera se rompen las barreras. Ya no llevo piedras amarradas a mis pies. El peso que me agobiaba ya no me acompaña. En el espejo sin miedo me puedo ver. Los hombres sí lloran, sí crían y sienten temores. Y las mujeres son fuertes sin nada que esconder. No hay más que humanos iguales rompiendo fronteras. Somos migrantes eternos por reconocer. Voy a llegar, reconocerte es mi destino. Y si me pierdo, nos encontramos en el camino. Voy a llegar, reconocerte es mi destino. Y si me pierdo, nos encontramos en el camino.
Increíble.
Muchas gracias por esta oportunidad
Excelente.
de compartir, de estar juntos en torno a esta celebración tan grande y tan feliz.
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Los invitamos a que se queden, a que escuchen nuestras historias maravillosas. Y, ¿por qué no? Si les gusta lo que hacemos, se unen a nosotros. Hay proyectos de música también y muchas cosas muy lindas aquí en Latam Cardano.
Living la vida loca. Sí, acepto.
Exacto.
Gracias.
Sí,
Además,
aquí tienen un
seguimos,
espacio.
sí, igual seguimos necesitando música para los otros también. No, mentiras, no. Entonces, bueno. Entonces, nuestra primera invitada, next. ¿Quién está?
¿Voy yo?
Sí,
¿Querés que
¿tú?
presente yo? Bueno, okay. So I have the honor by following this unique stage with amazing music, and thanks Mirla Negra for being us with here to present an amazing woman that we met early when we started the Latam Town Hall. She was the kind of the first or the second guest that we have, and she's an amazing leader, amazing, powerful. She's very disruptive in his way, in her way to do things. I really admire her for what she's doing, what she's going to do, and that's why we kind of asked her if she want to be part of this special edition of this Latam Town Hall. And luckily, she said yes out of her very busy agenda. So we are so lucky to have her here. She is, of course, Alexandra, which is known in the digital world as Ali Illustrated. She's the founder of Cardano Women, which is a space for women. She will probably talk more about that. I don't want to step onto that presentation. She's also into the NFT space. She's helping a lot of people to mint NFTs in Cardano, and she's also promoting that, and that is creating an amazing thriving community around Cardano because of the power the NFTs are having, and the hype and value for artists and other stuff to be. Don't do that. This is all reality. This is all reality. Don't worry. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Alexandra, Ali Illustrated. Thanks for being here. Welcome to this space. The floor is yours.
Oh my goodness, how can I follow up with such a wonderful introduction to obviously the community here. It's nice to be back. Again, as mentioned, yes, I tend to be all over the place, and I don't feel like I get enough done during the day because I feel like there's not enough hours to spread with all of you, especially when, you know, I want to be Pinky in the brain, but more so brain and taking over the world. Pero where do I begin? Yo soy Alexandra. Yo soy, I guess, a big part of the community when I first came in. Pero nací de Panamá, pero yo vivo aquí en los Estados Unidos, more specifically in Seattle. And then I travel all over the place trying to meet everyone and let people know about the opportunity that I found here with Cardano. And when I also came into this space, gosh, it's my 1-year anniversary coming up, being in Cardano. But, you know, I started sorry, it's English-Spanglish. La única cosa es, me puede hablar, pero un poquito lento, y también me puede comprender más que me puede hablar, pero if you don't use it, you lose it. So I have a little bit of both. You get to enjoy my Spanglish.
So the people in the chat are saying that they can understand you, but don't go too fast.
Perfect.
Y hablas muy bien.
Ay, gracias. I can thank my mom for that one, especially lately. I have to be back in gear because my mom has a nonprofit organization that requires me to do a lot of editing and a lot of practice on my Spanish. But I digress. When I came into this space, there was this popular social media thing called Women Crush Wednesday. And so I thought it'd be something fun to try and entertain in the Cardano community, because I thought that, you know, with social media, that there's got to be plenty of people in this space. And a lot of people must know about this more than I do. But I was a little devastated because when I hosted something like that, there was only 5 women repeated over and over and over again. And I wasn't happy with that being the only answer. You know, I think it was mentioned earlier, you know, there was like 4%, you know, invested and things, and the numbers definitely gone up, and I'm very, very happy of that. It's not solely my efforts, but I think people have seen me echo this time and time again, that, you know, we're in a new plane, kind of like a new America, but we don't have to pillage everyone to be a part of this new land and this new frontier. We can come in with the new rules that we've learned from our mistakes in the real world and implement them, so that way we can move forward as a better community. And that's something that I even see in Cardano motto, you know, represent that, you know, together we will make things better. And so I look forward to that. And with that, you need both sides. You know, I think it's 50% men, 50% women. In this world, there's probably, you know, a different percentage than that. But at the end of the day, together we make things more beautiful. And so I've made it a mission. It started off as a Twitter space thing that I thought would be fun, to more of something more passionate, more driven. And I think the dream grows more and more every day as I'm involved in the community and meeting people, and learning ideas from others. You know, some things that when mentioned earlier, being involved in the NFTs, the beauty of NFTs is the advancements of technology that's available. It's fascinating and it gives so much opportunity. But some of the things that I reflected on my times going back to Panama, I go visit maybe every 3 years. And something that for me that resonated with me a lot is my culture. And when I go back, I feel a little devastated because I've lived here for most of my life. And like I joke, I tend to have like a diminished vocabulary than everyone else because I've lived in the US for most of my life. And I feel like sometimes it would be better if I had spent more time over there and then try to learn English. But I think you know, there's no time than now. But I found beauty in the culture and the art forms such as the pollera, which is something that I'm very, very proud of my mom bringing to my attention and bringing to not only just awareness, but just for me to be integrated with, to practice it, to carry it on as like a legacy. It's more fascinating and more beautiful to me than carrying my last name, because it's an art form that's slowly but surely dying. And when I think of that and the advancements of technology, I see that being equal around the world. You know, more and more of the new generation tends to gravitate more towards the technology, and we tend to forget where we come from. And so how can we use the blockchain to do such things as preserve it? And that's where I thought NFTs would be a great part. And that's where I thought it was also imperative to bring the message of the art form and NFTs, but also how I can expand it to represent women all over the world. We're not just one woman. We're not just one, you know, image. You know, I look up to Maria Carmo, who's been a big, huge role model of mine for the Latam community as well. And I look up to, you know, Shweta, the first stake pool operator, and where she comes from, and Bullish Dumpling, where she comes from and what she represents, and how we can integrate that multifacetedness of women, but also keep it inclusive to everyone. Because again, when the message was earlier, we are going to make it, we all are going to make it, we need to continue that with all forms as possible. It's a part of education, it's a part of bringing it to awareness, and not only talking the talk, but walking the walk, I think is the biggest thing. You know, if you are saying one thing and you want to do one thing, you have to follow up with the actions behind it to make it happen. So I could go on for hours, and I don't want to take up too much of the time because I do know that there's more participants to this town hall, so I can save anything else for questions or comments or anything. But yeah, that's been my passions, and I just really, really enjoy being a part of the Latam community. When you reach out, and I may get a little scared because I need to take like a good hour to go to Google Translate and make sure I don't mess up anything, but I'm really, really excited and really happy to help in any way I can, you know, be the middleman between the Latam community and the American community, I guess. That's me.
That will be awesome. And we take your word for granted because you're already doing that. So community, here's Ali for you. What you want to ask her? Questions, things you want to know.
You know what I like about what you said? I think it was very inspiring, is the fact that you acknowledge, I mean, más bien en español mejor. lo que más me gusta de lo que tú dijiste ahora es que reconociste que tenías una historia y que de pronto no la aprovechaste en un momento, pero que eso es pasado y que ahora en adelante vas a estar y ya estás trabajando en eso. Cuéntanos qué tanto español estás hablando, qué tanto estás practicando. Trata de decirlo en español.
In Spanish, please.
Más en español. Yes, I need to practice more. And that's why I need to be here.
Right. How much are you practicing the language? Family and, friends and work?
Bueno, aquí en los Estados Unidos solamente es mi mamá y yo, pero también, ¿qué falta? Mi mamá tenemos un organization que se llama Panama Folklore y eso tenemos un mission para represent, the Panamanian community and promote the culture around. And we've been invited to New York. We've been invited to do a number of things of educating people about our culture, but at the same time, we do folkloric ballet and we do performance, the, típico, the famous kind of dances from all provinces and everything. And so I have my number of polleras. Not all of them are the genuine one. I only have one of those, and I treasure it like no tomorrow, because those things just, again, like I said, it's a dying art form. And they cost as much as a US car. So I definitely resonate with a lot of people when they're passing it on as a legacy. And so if I was able to duplicate myself, I'd be able to participate more in those environments. I've also been honored with the opportunity to represent my mom's organization through a New York organization que se llama, so there's Panama Folklore, and then there, I'm gonna forget the other one because I'm on the spot.
Welcome.
But it's a New York group, and I've been very appreciative of them to have them. So in the Latin community, we have Uptown Queen and Downtown Queen. So they had me represent as Queen, Reina de las Molas Association in New York. And I got the chance to, represent Panama and my mom's organization and everything in between, in some highlight opportunities to speak. But of course, it takes me like a good month to practice my speech before I go through. And so, yeah, no, it's been a wonderful journey. And I think I was joking earlier about the food, but if I go back to Panama, like I did recently, I think I would pick it up a lot more, because I think that was one of the things that I really loved about what my mom did when I went back for my Sweet 15. As we landed at the airport, she told me, I know you understand because you listen to all my gossip and you respond in English. So what you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to learn how to respond in Spanish, and I'm not going to be the one translating for you. So my Sweet 15 was quite entertaining, as I had to sit there and wait and then try to respond. And then I slowly picked it up. But it's by forcing myself to be in that environment forces me to actually practice more. And unfortunately, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm engaged enough with the Latin community, because I also got hired on by JPEG Store. So I am in a lot of things there. And of course, Cardano Women, trying to interact with a lot of people at conventions and everything. Majority of the people who I interact with have been American. So I would love to see more representation of that as we grow.
Yo tengo una pregunta, pero me gustaría que la comunidad haga. A ver, lo repito en español por si alguien por ahí no lo escuchó. Preguntas que quieran hacerle a Ali, las pueden hacer en español, no hay ningún problema.
Alex,
Nosotros lo traducimos.
Alex,
Dale, Jaime.
Hay dos preguntas que están haciendo en el chat. Una la está haciendo Jennifer y otra la está haciendo Mirla Negra. Me parece importante que hacérselas a Ali.
No las veo acá,
Okay.
dale, lea.
Ok, Jennifer, Ali, Jennifer in the chat is asking you, what are your thoughts of the future of CSTs?
They have a lot of potential. I mean, as we had the beautiful opportunity earlier to listen to Grammy, nominated musicians, we can, use that capability to, well, how I've seen in Hollywood is no one actually owns their things. So thankfully to the blockchain, you can own your music and do with it as you please. So I look forward to that. My visions for Cardano women in regards to NFTs, for example, was same thing that I love about art. I love fashion. I've loved fashion for the longest time. And I used to draw actually, but when I was drawing, my mom, when coming to the US, had a hard time in expressing that, there's a good thing to go after your dreams, but you have to be realistic. So she would tell me in fashion, one day you're in and next day you're out. So it's great that I draw, but I probably should focus on something that would get me further ahead in life. So I kind of stopped drawing and went, the route of whatever I did. I served in the military, I worked in science stuff, and I worked in retail, I worked in a lot of things. But when I come back to it, I really loved the art forms of doing a fashion sketch of a woman. And so bringing that into play and using that to display every, I guess how I put it was, the first collection that I will release is called Pangea, because I think that it was very important that back in the day, we didn't have any borders. We were all connected as one continent. And I think we can definitely go back to that, but I want to have each woman of each continent representing, so in an art form of a fashion sketch, displaying, how she represents that country, whether it's, North America, South America, and everything. I wanted to do 5 because that's what my mom taught me, five continents, but, Americans think that there's 7. And so then I want to break that collection down over the 3,000 to 5,000 different countries and cities and provinces to represent each woman, because I think, not to be isolated with Panama, but from what I've taken away from lessons there is that each province, for example, with a pollera, each pollera looks different to represent each province. So I want to do the same thing for each country, like in Africa, do, Egypt, and do South Africa and Nambia and a variety of these things. But I think also with those fashion sketches, if we can push, like in Twitter, to have our profile pictures verified, the opportunities that a woman can have to represent herself, because I think that's one of the other things that hold women back from joining into this.
Recién estoy saliendo del museo, mamá, te estoy yendo para allá.
Someone not mute. No.
So security, I've encountered a lot of women who don't want to put up their pictures because of whatever instances that they've run into, whether it's in real life or the dangers that the internet poses. Let's be honest, that it is there. So if I can have something that represents who they are, where they're from, without having to disclose names or anything like that, they can do that and represent proudly. Because I know that if I see anything Panamanian, I go gaga and spend any money I can to go over it, because I think I'm very proud of where I'm from, even though I live here in the US, and I want to continue to represent that. And then it can give education to everyone else, a little bit more insight into each culture, like the geisha community, because of COVID, unfortunately, has been diminishing away because, well, 1, of the disease, and 2, the generation just has seen no reason to carry it on in some ways. And so that was also triggered by listening to, gotta love the internet, and listening to people, 2 languages a day, every day die out. So how can we say that and incorporate by going around the world, if I can, it's a pretty big mission, to record each person's story in their native tongue, to pair up with that artwork and give that education and preserve it before it's entirely gone. but it's not just for the women, because I do have dreams to incorporate the men as well, and showcasing the beauty of culture, of people, and the power we have from that. So that's just some things that I look forward to.
Awesome. I do have some questions more, and I bet that the community will start asking questions, but we have another guest now, and I want to be respectful on that. I really appreciate what you expressed, and I think it's an amazing message that you are giving here, and we will very much like that you stay for the after town hall for an open conversation, so we can move on to more a kind of a conversation with the community around the topics that gathers us here, around women in technology, women in Cardano, and women in the community as well. So thanks for that, Ali, and again, all our heart is with you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So our next guest is Mie Tran. I don't know, Mie, if we were discussing about how to pronounce your name. Of course, this is not the native tongue, but is Mie or Mie?
Yeah, so basically my name is Mie. Yeah, so just
Mie. Perfect.
yes.
So it's Mie Tran, and she's from Vietnam. She's also a very young woman as Ali, and she's all over the place in Catalyst, which is the community part of Cardano, and she's running a TV show, which is Catalyst TV. She probably will speak more about that. But she's also one of the organizers and co-founders of the Eastern Town Hall, which is another town hall like this one that aims for Eastern Asia region of the world to mingle and have a center of gravity to create a wider and more thoughtful community. And she's an amazing leader, very, very outspoken. She's also participating with me as well in several groups to make this message and this mission that we have in Cardano to larger audiences. She's also translating to Vietnamese, all the stuff. So she probably barely sleeps. I don't know how she's doing, as many of us here, and probably Ali as well, that are doing several things in parallel. But it's an honor to have you, Mie, here. I know it's very, very early in the morning. It's probably 4 or 4:30 in the morning. So we really appreciate that you cut off your sleep to be here, and it's an honor to have you here. So please tell us your story.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alex, and thank you everyone for having me here. And my name is Mie. I'm from Vietnam. So talking about my name, so how I put it in MIE, because my original name is MY. So when I go with MY, everybody's call me Mai when it's come to English pronunciation. So I just put it into another type with the MIE. So maybe everybody, like people will call me back like Mie or Me. So you can call me Me. It's quite confusing when talking to me because it's gonna pronounce me and you. So, but it's kind of funny all the time. So I enjoyed it. So thanks again for having me here. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Lucas, for inviting me here today. So I am so I joined Catalyst years ago from Fund 6. And in June and at the end of June, in the very beginning of July in Fund 6, and I joined as a translator and an interpreter for my partner, what is he's also with my partner team. He reached me out and he said that, hey, I want to have a Cardano community for Vietnam, and I want to have a translator and an interpreter so that I could reach out to the communities better. So I say yes, why not? And I joined. And so my very first town hall was pretty scary because it's a new thing to me. Everything was so new, and I have to learn a lot from that time. And I did a lot of translation. I did a lot of interpreter as because we had a lot of guests from all over the world, from all over Catalyst, come to Vietnam to share about their passion, about their proposal. And we start really small that time. So the first town hall only has 5 members. In the Vietnam town hall, only 5. But now sometimes it's reached to like, let me remember, about 30, or in Vietnam only, so 30 to 40 members. And yeah, so from that, I saw that there's a lot of things that I should do here. We should spread out more. There's many things that we could do. So I keep inviting guests to the Vietnam Town Hall, and then we start to do marketings, and people start joining. And so when I first joined in the Vietnam community, there was only 3 proposals submitted. But now the number of proposals increasing, and it's now 89 proposal in Fund 9, and that was an incredible number. And I'm so happy that more and more people know about Catalyst and know more about the value of the Cardano ecosystem we're bringing to our community. And I had the chance to meet a lot of people, and then I come up with a wonderful idea that I'm doing the Catalyst TV, and which is that I'm going to meet a lot of proposal and asking them why do they have this wonderful idea, and spreading their idea out via the interview form. And so it's going to be, and also the video is going to be translated into many languages that's going to have the local member to understand them better and to get people vote. So so I had a chance to meet a lot of people all over the world, and to learn about what are they doing for the ecosystem. So I feel really blessed, you know, like to learn every day. When I'm doing an interview, I'm having a 5-minute lesson every time, because there are too many topic, too many type of contribution, technologies, sociologies, and I can see that how passionate everyone are. And that was one of the biggest things that I gained when doing the channel. So, and also there were one thing that I noticed when I first joined Catalyst. So I was the only girl, the only woman to be in the town hall. So it was kind of lonely at that time. So, but gradually more members joined. So we have Angela from East Africa, and then we have more women from Philippines and Indonesia, and also from Japan, more women joined. And I feel that, wow, this is so beautiful that we have more and more people, more and more women join the community. And also in Vietnam, there are more women join the community, and they are reach out to me, and they said that, hey, we should do something, like we should have some project to have more women to have to spend their spare time. Maybe they could do something meaningful, and then they could earn something also, because this is a very great environment for everyone to learn something. And yeah, so I think that I have not done as much as I expected to. There's many more things that I would love to develop and to contribute in the future. So I'm just, I think I'm not alone now. So I have a lot of friends all over the world, and they are willing to have me out whenever I ask for their help. So, so I hope that in the future, so I could do more and more, and having more great ideas to help everyone out in the community. So thank you again, everyone, for having me here. This is a very great opportunity, and I'm happy to see everyone. So thank you. So this is, yeah.
Amazing. And let me invite everyone that has a proposal in Fan9 to reach out to me and be interviewed by her in her Catalyst TV, because she's doing an amazing job interviewing people, very candid, very funny. And also there's a lot of people watching those videos. So you need that for getting voters. And so thanks me for being here. Preguntas. Questions. Today, Latam is kind of shy. I don't know what happened. It's the powerful of the women.
Hi, Alex. Rodolfo here. I would like to ask Mia. Hi, Mia. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
From Argentina, from the other part of the world. So I would like to ask you. You can share because we are basically involved in health projects. How's your, according to what you see in your geographies, your markets, what about health projects? How these are going? What needs you perceive there is in the health sector, and how we can, from our community in Cardano, from Latam, we can, let's say, share experience or even share our project, or how we can benefit in a good sense of the word from your experience, bringing things here. What can you tell us about health projects in your area?
Yes, thank you for the question. So may I summarize that, like you were asking how to optimize like the marketing sectors when you have a proposal, right? Right.
He asked more regarding the health sector, and if you have any experience on how the ecosystem there is evolving in health, and how they, as they have a health related proposal, can reach out to your places or to geography.
Thanks, Alex.
Oh, how related proposal? Oh,
yeah, health.
Thank you. Okay, that's nice. So that's a very wonderful idea. So so from my experience, I have met a lot of people doing. So I haven't met anyone that has done the health sector before. So this is the first time I know that there is proposal that do health, and I'm very happy to know about that. So from my experience, and I think in the Eastern Hemisphere, people are like they concerned and they care a lot more about the health sector, because it is also one of the most useful application for the blockchain. Is let me think, because because one of the most difficulties that blocking the the connection between coders and coders is the language. So like if you would like to reach out to the Eastern Hemisphere, so maybe the language, if you have your proposal and you want it to be reach out to more people. So first, I think it should be translated to local languages. Yeah, especially for the Japanese people, because they really like to read. From my experience, they love to read more than they love to read. They love to listen, and they will definitely read your proposal if there's going to be a.
Okay. Let's do something, and because of today is the human the woman time. So I will ask Nechi, which is our member of our company, to meet you as a woman, and also we as a member of the organization, we can share with you our project, and perhaps we can benefit mutually there and here with this. So I will ask Mercedes to contact you and share our proposal, our project. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yes, please. So just reach out to me via my Telegram. So this is fast. Yeah, so I have commented in the chat box.
Nice to meet you.
I can testify.
Many more women like you.
I can testify that she answers, and at very odd times as well. So we have another question for Mirla Negra. Which strategies you use to attract more people in your community, and how involved are the feelings during the process you follow as a team?
Okay, thank you for Miller question. So which strategy you use to attract more people in your community? Okay, so I think the strategy is to be persistent. Like you are doing marketing, you have to be very persistent. You have to be there. You have to available all the times. Like you have to post here and post there. Make sure that everybody know that you are present, and just have as many activities as you can have. And be there like weekly, bi-weekly, posting weekly every day, or post when you have anything you update to the community, and be there when people have questions. So I'm not very available recently because I were too really busy with my project, but I'm happy to have my community that they are growing and they are supporting each other. So for the very first time, I have to be there answering people questions, but now I do not have to do that anymore, because whenever a newbie come to the community, there's also a lot of people that's willing to help them out if they have any questions. So that's one of the thing that people come to the building the community, because you know the power of the community, a bigger community, they will try to support people out, and it's going to grow bigger and bigger from that. So that was my first strategy to attract more people into my community, and also to the Eastern Hemisphere, Eastern Town Hall community. Other countries are doing the same. They are posting, they're doing a lot of activities, and they were too very passionate. They try to attract more people into the community. Yes. And for the question, how involved are the feeling during the processes you follow as team? Yeah, so about the feelings and the emotions. So because you know that when it comes to the crypto space, there's a lot of up and down feelings. When I remember when I posted something. When I first introduced Catalyst to the community, not they thought that I was scammed. They thought that this were a project that's gonna hey, you come to ask for money. So where is the money? Why do you give us money? So they thought that no, it's nonsense at all. And they have a lot of bad comment down in the chat section. And as a woman myself, I feel that no, this is too bad. It's very hard to deal with those comments, because they just say it like they don't care about who you are. They just say it like they want to express themselves. So, but I just very patiently I explain to them. I explain what it is. So hopefully that they will understand. And so more and more they passed. More people know about that, and they come to protect me, they know come to explain in the comment chat box, in the comments, say that hey, this is a very nice thing to join. The Catalyst is a very good thing to join. You should join. I join, and more people come to say that, and more. So those bad comments seem to disappear, and I was very happy about that. So whenever I reach a new community, the same thing happened all the time. So I have to deal with that. So not only women, but only men, also men. I think it's the same, because when you come to building community, you will face the same issue, but I hope that the crypto space will be less aggressive in time, and it's going to be something that everyone will value it more, because the potential of it is just endlessly. The potential is super great. Yeah, so that's how I deal with the feeling and the emotion when it comes to building the community. So there was a lot of story behind that, but that were the things that I most remember, because that was when I very first introduced to everyone, and that's how I got the reaction that I received. Yes.
We don't have that problems in Latam. We love each other at first sight, so we don't have any issues here. Being mindful of the time. I know it's pretty early for you. I would like to really thank you for being here, for sharing your story, your perspective. I would like to invite you as well as with Ali for this next section that we are going to begin now, which is a community conversation around the topics that we would like to raise today and for the days after today as well as a community. And there is a question that Juanita throws in the chat that I would like to ask you both, Ali, you, and any other women in the room that would like to join the conversation and answer, which is, how do you think that we can increase as a community participation of more women? How this community needs to change, and especially, and I will say that as a man, how we men needs to change in order to make this a safer space, a space where women feel more attracted to or feel more interested to join, because also there is a passion about, hey, what I will join this bunch of stupid, white, macho type men that are doing their men's thing that I know for the real world, you know. And what do you think about that? What are your feelings? What do you think we should be building this community more diverse and more open to women?
Yeah, so may I answer these questions first? Yeah, so from my perspective, I'm still doing it. I'm still, so I'm not, so now I'm not really like working on how to specifically aim to women. I made activities that everybody can join. But I think that women will feel more comfortable when there are women in the community. So they say that, oh, there's women in the community. And I think that I could join too, because I will have like more friends and I could make more friends. And it's easier to talk to, because sometimes women are shy to reach out to men. And so so we would just, so there are many proposals. And there's many proposer, and there's a woman on its proposal, and especially those like community building proposal. So I think that we as women, so maybe we join early. So we gather to get together and we build some activities that could help women to join more. And especially we will create specific proposal, maybe to let them, or also the challenge setting for women only, to give them more chance and opportunities for them to be more encouraged to submit proposal. Because if there's a challenge setting for women, and their woman will definitely join it, because there's a great chance for them. So why not? Yeah. So, and when they join, so they're gonna create more activity for all the women. And when all the women join, they will they say that, oh, this is a great way for them to earn, or a great way for them to learn, for them to grow. They will definitely spread it out. So what we need to do is to vote for the challenge for women. This is the first thing. And second thing is that we should come together, like Ali and Police Dumpling. She's a wonderful woman. She's very active in the community, and everybody should come together. And we should have women from all over the world to join together, because I met a lot of women in the community, and they are super lovely. Everybody are so lovely and so very adorable, and they are always willing to help each other out. And yeah, so that's how we should like increase the number of the women in the community. So that was my idea. Yeah.
Ali, what do you think?
I can resonate with a lot with what Mie said. You know, I think the biggest things that for when I came into the community is, and what I try to do now, is amplify the voices of the women who are already in this space. Because I think it's imperative that when we come into the space, we can recognize that there are women already here. If we don't see that there are women present, we feel shy, and we're not even just shy, we just feel intimidated by all of the information coming our way. We tend to have more men who want to give information. We have more, I mean, it's a lot of information to take in general when it comes to Cardano. You have to, or anything blockchain related specifically, actually, it's technology. It's not something advertised as something sexy, you know, and so when it comes to that, you want to identify with a woman, what does she want to see out of blockchain? What opportunities can she see that she can resonate with? And so for me, it was something to empower the general community of minorities, women and girls, and want to be, I wouldn't say exactly the role model, but I want to be somebody that they can resonate with, that, you know, if not hearing my voice, I want to hear their voice. So I want to amplify Mie's voice. I want to amplify each of the women who are already here, so that way more women will come and they will see that there's room for them and a sisterhood that they can come into. So I think that's one of the things. I see a lot of women who comment, you know, I'm new to the Cardano community on Twitter, and 98% of the comments are men, and it's a good, sad to say, there are bad actors out there in the space, but there's a good portion of men who will respond and say, well, why are you targeting to only attract female audience, or find female-led projects, or find female things? And it's not an issue to say that we discredit the men in this space, but simply because when we come in, we don't know what's here. And when we want to come into the space, we want to find something that we can feel comfortable in. And there's nothing wrong with the men. There's plenty of men who have been very, very gracious with us, with their time, with sharing their education, and even taking, you know, again, that time to explain things for us to understand. But I think it's a lot easier when you can resonate with a woman to woman, that we have a situation, we can connect with that, and we can collaborate on how we can fix those things. And then, you know, when we have settings like this as a community, we have men and women come together to identify what challenges do we face in the world collectively. You know, what do Latin community members, you know, find challenging, and how Cardano can improve things? How is a community in Vietnam, in China, in Taiwan, or in Africa, what problems can we identify in your community, and then attack it together as a community? I think that's the biggest things that we can do there. I hope that summed it up.
Talking about amplifying voices, I'm gonna ask several great women that we have here, and they are very active in the community, to also speak. Juanita, Mechi, Sophie, ¿qué piensan?
Don't be shy.
Espérate, que Mauro quería hacer una pregunta.
No, déjalo Mauro después. Mujeres primero.
Mauro. Has
Baja
perdido.
la mano, Mauro.
Que no se puso corbata, pero...
¿Qué por qué? Yo sí, o sea, han dicho cosas que ambas, Alexandra, Ali y Mie, que me parecen maravillosas. Es necesario colaborar, es necesario empoderarnos para poder hacer crecer la comunidad. Necesitamos indiscutiblemente más mujeres en Cardano. Hay que persistir, hay que resistir y seguir y educar también es una parte muy importante para, yo insisto, porque es que la perspectiva de nosotras como mujeres puede ser un poco diferente y traer otras cosas y otras ideas que nos ayuden a crecer y a mejorar como comunidad.
Ahí, dale, Mechi, Mirla, Sofi, dale, hablen nomás, no hace falta que levanten la mano.
Pues es que además de lo que decía Juanita, de ese cambio de perspectiva, yo lo veo importante porque las mujeres usualmente estamos en el rol de cuidador, ¿no? Y el rol de cuidador toma muchísimo tiempo, entonces es muy teso cuando uno dice, pucha, es que hice el almuerzo, lavé, planché, no sé qué, tan, y se le acabó el día y a las 11 de la noche que todo el mundo se va a dormir, ahí es cuando empieza la mini franja productiva de la mujer de 1 o 2 horas, y eso a veces no se ve, y también pasa con los hombres que tienen el rol de cuidadores, pero o sea, si a las mujeres se les invisibiliza el rol de cuidador, pues un hombre cuidador es todavía más raro. Entonces está muy bonito la posibilidad de tener estos espacios donde la gente puede estar en contacto con otras personas que saben un montón de otros temas y también se sigue uno desarrollando como persona, porque si no, lo único que se desarrolla es la panza de andar comiendo el almuerzo, el desayuno, la comida, etcétera, ¿no? Entonces, está genial esto.
Respecto a lo que dice Candelaria, pues Mirla Negra, pero ella es Candelaria. Yo siempre he creído que de alguna forma la inclusión y la equidad tiene rostro de mujer, pero no es porque excluya a los hombres, es porque históricamente es solo una carga histórica. Es la mujer quien ha cuidado, entonces entendemos de necesidades especiales, de enfermedades, de muchas cosas. Hoy en día los roles han cambiado un poco y los hombres han entrado en esta parte que es importante, pero yo creo, y me disculparán si les suena en exceso feminista, pero yo creo que las mujeres llevamos la delantera en ese punto de ser más inclusivas e incluyentes y equitativas, y especialmente en América Latina, pues por las cosas históricas que tenemos, para no decir nombres feos que no me agradan. Y creo que sí, yo sí creo que el cambio y muchas cosas para mejorar y crecer tiene rostro de mujer.
I'm not sure if I will be able to translate exactly what Juanita said, but for the English-speaking audience, Juanita was saying that equality and diversity has the face of a woman. And historically, women has the role of caretakers. And even though today that role could be different and more shared with men, that's historic reasons for being the caretakers and being the ones that create that inclusion. And Candelaria was telling and reinforcing this idea about that the many women that are the caretakers during the day, they spend most of the time caring for each other, for other people. And then just at the end of the night, when probably many others are asleep, they come to a productive time in their day. And that's hard. And as we all know and lived with our own mother or friends or parents or whatever. Mechi, Sophie, escribiste, ahí está. So Sophie, write on the chat. She's with anesthetic, so I will read her. When I get here for the first time, I realized that I was one of the few women here. Then I have been meeting new others, but anyway, we are a few. Between women, we can share and collaborate with each other. This space is for everyone, and it's time for us to be empowered. And a sound and an emoji there for power. Yeah.
No, y yo como mujer formo parte también de una comunidad de emprendedoras de Latinoamérica y se plantean todas estas cuestiones que planteaban las chicas en el grupo de lo difícil que es combinar las tareas de emprender y con todas las obligaciones que tenemos como mujeres, ¿no? En la casa, cuando tenés tu familia, tus hijos, entonces como que hay que acomodar un poco esos acomodar, hacer balance de una cosa y de la otra, y a veces las mujeres tenemos que decidir por hacer, qué sé yo, destinar nuestros tiempos para el estudio, para la carrera, y dejar otras cosas, ¿no? Por hacer. Entonces lo que uno está viendo es cómo la mujer está como posponiendo más cosas para poder abocarse más, ¿no? A poder realizarse también, no tan solo como mujer o como madre, sino también en como profesional. Y bueno, hay que hacer un balance. En mi caso personal, bueno, yo estudié, vengo de una familia de mujeres muy fuertes, madres, abuelas, como siempre proponiéndose ser más, y bueno, yo estudié en Tucumán, me vine a Buenos Aires, estudié medicina, hice la residencia, y después con Jorge, que Jorge con toda la cuestión de tecnología, siempre con ideas sumamente innovadoras ya, y bueno, uno enganchándose y aprendiendo, y así como que me fui conectando y diciendo, wow, impresionante esto, y en colaboración y haciendo las cosas juntos, la verdad, llegamos a hacer muchas cosas. Entonces lo que hay que ver es el apoyo que uno tiene, si uno es mamá, buscar colaboradores, ver las posibilidades hoy por hoy. Bueno, se va ampliando eso, pero bueno, uno necesita, a veces tenés o no tenés esa ayuda, podés seguir estudiando o trabajando, pero necesitas colaboradores, ¿no? Entonces creo que la mujer tiene eso, ¿no? Que no tan solo es la realización como profesional y poder ascender y poder seguir creciendo, sino también la parte de la familia y los hijos, que hoy por hoy creo que eso también el hombre está involucrándose mucho más, y me parece genial lo que, como no, antes, qué sé yo, habían cosas que, no, la cocina es para la mujer, y no, eso ya cambió. El hombre es el que trae el dinero a la casa, y eso ya cambió. Yo creo que la mujer va mostrando que puede hacerlo, y que el hombre también. O sea, me parece que es una cosa de a dos, ¿no? Y en cuanto a la parte de tecnología, y sí, hay que estimularla a las niñas, a las chicas, ¿sí? Que estudien más tecnología, porque es como que le tienen miedo a las matemáticas, o no les gustan las matemáticas. Entonces como que, o no tan solo las matemáticas, ¿no? Todo lo que es física, química, las ingenierías. Entonces creo que también pasa por ese lado, ¿no? Y todo lo que es financiero, y todo lo que es economía, también como que es como un tema más, no sé, como que más de hombres, ¿no? Y las mujeres, entonces yo creo que también pasa un poco por eso, ¿no? Desde estimular en la educación, en la formación, que en las escuelas se enseñe por igual, finanza, tecnología, cosa que también no sea algo que sea solamente elegido por los varones, ¿no? Me parece que también eso es algo también importante. Así que, y bueno, y saber balancear, ¿no? Y decir, bueno, hoy sigo más allá que esto, hago estudio, o espero, qué sé yo, ir acomodándose de acuerdo, pero nunca dejar de hacer, ¿no? Y siempre proponerse seguir, hacer y hacer. Así que yo creo que pasa por ese lado, ¿no?
Mau, dale, que tenés todavía la mano levantada, dale.
Tengo una pregunta que es un poco difícil, pero me gustaría que la puedan responder aquellos que tienen bastante exposición y que también nos sirve a nosotros como colegas de trabajo. Sabemos que actualmente, y en casi todos los espacios de trabajo, después la voy a traducir al inglés porque me interesa que Ali la responda, existen comentarios bastante desafortunados para aquellas personas que tienen mucha exposición, incluso desubicados. ¿Cómo lidiar con esos comentarios y qué podemos hacer nosotros como colegas de trabajo en ayudar a ese espacio o en esa situación tan particular que a veces uno no sabe qué hacer. Now in English, sometimes the woman that had exposure in this environment receive a lot of comments, disaffordant comments or disrespectful comments, and how to deal with this comment and what we can do as a man, as a colleague in a workshop environment to help in this kind of situation. I think that this is very, very important. I have a history in my background with a good friend of mine working with, and what we can do to help and how to deal with that. Ali, I know that, and Mie, that you have a lot of exposure in social media, and how you deal constantly with this.
It's a difficult task for sure, because on social media, I'm not hiding behind a profile picture. My face is out there. My name is out there. And anyone and everyone can identify me from any platform, and they can criticize me for anything I say. So that's one of the things that, being honest, what makes me nervous about being in the Latin community, because I always remember that scene from Selena is like, you got to be more Mexican than the Mexicans, you have to be more American than the Americans. And I can understand that the community who is here is very, very supportive, but I keep in the background of my head that I don't want to say anything wrong for any reason, because this space is always evolving, always changing. And I know that's something that is to resonate with the education, for example. When it comes to wanting to put out education, there's so much to put out there, but it's also always got something added to it. Something's changed, or something verbiage-wise has to be altered or something to be easier recognized for everyone to see. I don't know how many times I look up a Cardano wallet article and there's so many new things added into it. But when it comes to supporting the women who are around you in the space, is if there's a new woman who comes into the space, I know there's been so many people out there who have made it an unfortunate experience for some by being a bad actor, by putting up a face of a woman and pretending to be actually such a thing, but is actually a man. I've also seen, women taking advantage of the opportunities that we have. So it sucks. But at the end of the day, you are a good person, and what you can do is be that good person. If you see someone commenting on a thread on Twitter, for example, attacking a woman, identify what they're attacking and seeing how you can either rebuttal that statement, or simply, if you can, try to pop into their DMs, because I know that I've encountered a scenario where I had so much hate on my feed, but I received so much more love in my DMs. And that was something that was empowering to me to keep moving forward. And what women see on their social feed isn't real. I think that's something that a lot of us need to remember, that social media feed, it's an act sometimes. Some people are posting things for engagement, and some people are only brave because it's a keyboard instead of actual words. If it was actually said in person, that would not be said. If it was said in public with an audience to see them, they wouldn't say those things. If their family was watching, they wouldn't say those things. And I think that's one of the things that we won't be able to avoid, even in Web3, is that human nature is human nature. And I think something that I tend to think of on the more positive side is, what am I here for? What am I doing? And what do I want to improve? And that keeps me moving forward to make sure that I don't give up, because that mission is greater. And if I give up, who's going to do it? No one is. Or someone else is going to try, and then they're going to fail too. And, you can fail so many times. That's okay. as long as you pick yourself back up and keep going. And so just try to be there for that person. If you can't even be in through a DMs, check to see who's following them and say, hey, I noticed somebody was, getting attacked or is having a bad day or something of that reference, and I can't get into their DMs. Can you send them a message on my behalf? There are so many routes to get a hold of someone, and even just commenting on the thread if you can't get into the DMs, if you don't have anyone in communication or like common groups or whatever, the one good comment will definitely stick out a lot more. I mean, the bad ones definitely, you do 10 good things and the one bad one, can definitely stick out like a sore thumb, but at least there will be something that they can look at on the thread that will probably either make them laugh, cheer them up, or empower them. And I hope that answered your question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to read the comment of Sophia in the chat. I'm not so exposed in social media. I don't have any personal profile because of the reason you say, Mao. I don't like others to be disrespectful with me. And unfortunately, it's just like Alex said. So we know that there is a lot of disrespectful and gross comments in social media. And now, so how the colleagues of the team could help in that situation? What we can do? Say something or don't say nothing?
You can try to say something. I think also, for example, for Sophia, be patient, because eventually you are going to want to come onto social media. You have to have something to say. And what's beautiful about Twitter that I've seen is those Twitter spaces. It gave me such a voice that I never expected. And some days suck, yes. But for the most part, I look at the amazing things that I get to encounter. I've made so many friends. I've met all of you. And I apologize. Sometimes a lot of you, message me and I'm not able to respond or I'm not able to be present or something. But I am also just one person. And I look forward to multiplying my army to be able to do things like I want to. But, patient and be there for the person. And if, I actually encountered this with JPEG Store. There was a recent post that went out there against what JPEG Store is doing and supporting the community. And it's because, yes, it got a little political, but this individual had posted and tagged it out there, and we all went to defend. But what we noticed was that when we went to go defend, this person was getting more and more attention and getting more traction on their bad words that they were saying versus what we were trying to say. So at the end of the day, we stopped engaging with that bad response. And we went through and started posting other things that, were more positive, something to distract and not give empowerment to that one bad actor or that one bad seed in the thread. What's beautiful is on Twitter, for example, you can mute a person, you can block a person. Sometimes I don't like to block people because I still like to be informed on what someone is saying or what's being taught. So that way, if it's taught the other way, I can correct it or try to make awareness that that's not how it goes. But don't give too much attention. If it's negative, try to overcome it with more positive. If you are a team and the one person's being attacked, flood their feed with positive things. Remind them of what they are doing, why they are doing their mission, and what the end goal is supposed to be. And honestly, that journey to that goal mission is not going to be easy. So just, show them the pearly gates that they get a chance to look forward to one day. It's going to take some time, but yeah. Hands raised.
Me? You wanted to add something there?
Yeah, so I totally agree with Ali. His words totally true. So it's happened to everyone all over the world. So interesting that how everyone they act the same in on part of the world, and we cannot avoid that. But what we can change is that, like, we cannot change things that we cannot control. So we just change what we can control. So that's we change ourselves. How we think, we change the way we react to that. Like if you ever had, because that's going to happen, it will definitely happen not only in this community, but maybe in other community or in your social life or whatever's in yours, like in real life. So change the way you face it. Like you'll be patient for that. Like Ali said, you be patient for that. And you do the right thing. You don't do the wrong thing because people do the wrong thing with you. You don't fight back that way. So just be patient, do the right thing, you know, your value. And there's going to be people that's going to support you, because I feel very happy whenever I post something, I got bad comment, and then my friends or other people, I don't know them, but they know that I'm doing the right thing, and they just come to the comment section and they will explain that for me. And that's a very heartwarming action that a person could do. So everyone here, if you ever see any situation like that, just stand up or just say something, because that means a lot. So yes, so that's was my adding. So I hope that everyone could always have a great day and always have a great great time doing their social media time. So not have to experience those pretty bad experience. Yes.
Cande, en la mano levantada.
I feel that that's something else very important. And we are not only social media people. We're also real people. And it used to happen also face to face. We haven't got to that stage yet. We're not so famous as Ali or me, but it has happened with colleagues or with family. That's quite different to manage because you have a lot of emotions involved. So how do you get your emotions like calm down? The idea is not to suppress your emotions, but to manage them. And I feel that it's important to try to understand if the occasion allows a dialogue, or if it's better just to run away because it can get worse. But most of the time, it happens just because of misunderstandings. I want to say something, the other person got it wrong, and then the attacks start. That's difficult to manage because maybe the other person is getting very, very emotional, and that way, in that time, it's not easy to talk. Then it's very important for us to understand that we don't need to know the whole truth, because that's something difficult. We want to know, what did I do wrong? What are you thinking? What's your opinion? We maybe not always we need to know everything, and that's very important to, I don't know how to say, like, to set that idea into our mind, into our hearts. And maybe if we are dealing with a very difficult situation because of that, that's getting us too stressed or sad or depressed, if it's getting very wrong, we need to look for help. We don't have to do that alone, which is that Alexandra and me were saying. We have a community, we have a team, we have people near us, or we have professional services if we need a psychologist or something, because we don't know how to deal with that. I just wanted to say that.
Thanks, Cande, for that. I think there is something that I would like to reflect on what you said. When we are dealing with large groups, and especially with the non-verbal communications face-to-face, there is a lot of possibilities that you get lost in translation, as we normally say, you know, and there may be culture in the middle, there would be language in the middle, or different opinions in the middle, and you are assuming that the other person is attacking you. Well, probably the other person is just expressing their opinion. It could be an attack, but it will be nice if everyone in the space try to understand that. And for that, I come from the aviation sector as well, and there is a handshake protocol when the pilot is talking to the tower. Things are repeated as Mie was doing. I understand your question as this, and she repeats what the other person is saying. When something could be misinterpreted and high emotions are there, it's better to fall down or default to that type of let's call more secure conversation in terms of understanding the other intention. And okay, if it's an attack, it will be clear that it's an attack. But if not, then people will start a conversation, and you can find other ways to manage with that. And this is not specifically to women, and not specifically to this space, but it happens a lot. Un minutito, Mau. I've seen here that we have a Nat, and also Denise and Mary. Would you like to add something? ¿Quieren agregar algo, Mary, Nat, Denise? Pueden escribir también si no se animan a hablar.
Bueno, voy a hacer un pequeño comentario.
Dale.
Yo soy moderadora y me toca moderar espacios, y me ha pasado de tener situaciones incómodas por ahí por comentarios fuera de lugar de los chicos. Pero no cuesta mucho si uno mantiene la compostura y a través del humor hacerle ver a la persona que está siendo desubicada. Cuando la persona sola no se puede ubicar o uno en el momento no encuentra las palabras adecuadas, siempre es bueno que algún compañero varón, también con humor y de una forma relajada, lo ubique. Pero no me ha pasado mucho, pero sí ha pasado. En general, la gente es amorosa, sobre todo en la comunidad de Cardano. Y
Gracias,
también
Mary.
aquellas mujeres que participamos en espacios donde convocamos o moderamos, es muy importante nuestra actitud activa en estimular la participación de las otras mujeres, que se suelen inhibir cuando hay muchos varones en el espacio y pocas mujeres. Eso, muchas gracias.
Tomo
Gracias
tu
a vos,
consejo
Mary.
de cómo actuar, Mary. Gracias también por ese tip.
Inclusive ahí creo que hay un tema muy claro, ¿no? Yo creo que una mujer empoderada no necesita guía. Una mujer empoderada actúa y todos los demás, probablemente en la mayoría de los casos, le hacemos caso, ¿no? Como nuestras madres. Pero en ciertas circunstancias, como en una comunidad como esta, o donde hay mayoría de hombres, o donde no hay claridad de cómo son las reglas para una mujer, claramente muchas mujeres empiezan desde una posición más pasiva, ¿no? Y de entender cómo es el paño o cómo es la situación ahí. Y el tema, yo creo que acá se dijo muy claro, es responsabilidad de todos ayudar a que esa mujer se empodere y que sea tan activa como cualquier otra persona de la comunidad, y que se pueda escuchar, que se pueda entender, que pueda hallar su lugar, lo que la apasiona, lo que le permite ser ella, lo que le permite desarrollarse acá, y eso va a seguramente reflejar en muchas otras mujeres, y de esa manera se crece, ¿no? Creo que la comunidad, lo decía bien Cande recién, es empatía, ¿no? O sea, es entender que somos personas, y que tenemos sentimientos, y que a veces, y voy a hacer, perdón mi francés, la cagamos y fuerte, pero nos equivocamos y aprendemos. Y como todas personas, y sobre todo los latinos, creo que sabemos muy bien lo que significa el pedir perdón, ¿no? Y me parece que esas son situaciones que generan más bonding. Cuando una persona se equivocó y te pide disculpas, sabes que del otro lado hay una buena persona. Y sabes que hay una persona que te aprecia, porque si no, ¿para qué te va a pedir perdón, no? Me parece que hay muchas cosas interesantes que podemos aprender, que podemos dejar de actuar en automático, como solemos hacer, y dar más espacio a muchísimas mujeres que, inclusive reflexionando sobre lo que contaba Mechi, y bueno, somos de edades parecidas, con lo cual venimos de una cultura distinta, y Sofi le respondía por el chat, que es mucho más joven, pero la verdad es que hay un tema de cultura, ¿no? Donde estamos envueltos y donde hay contextos y donde hay situaciones que te llevan, ¿no? Y por ahí hoy tenés ciertos ideales y pensás que las cosas de una determinada manera, la vida te lleva porque no te da oportunidades, hay un embudo y te lleva a una situación y donde de golpe te encontrás con una familia, con que hay que salir a parar la olla, y que hay que trabajar, y que por ahí el hombre le costó menos trabajo, menos esfuerzo conseguir ese trabajo, y entonces vos te quedás más en la casa. ¿Cómo podemos abrir oportunidades como las que nos trae la blockchain, y en particular Cardano, para que todas esas familias que están en ese embudo puedan empezar a ver otra realidad, ¿no? Y a mí me parece que ahí hay una tarea de todos, una tarea que por lo menos yo la llevo en el corazón y la hablo con toda la gente que puedo, aún los haters. Me encanta hablar con los haters y tratar de mostrarles que hay otra vida fuera del hate, y que acá son todos bienvenidos, ¿no? Y que hay oportunidades para todos, y más aún en Latinoamérica, ¿no? Más allá de que hay otras regiones del mundo como África, como East Asia, donde también necesitan muchísimo estas oportunidades, me parece que hay para todos, y que si en conjunto podemos trabajar, en conjunto podemos llevar este mensaje a más personas, cada vez más gente va a poder salir de ese embudo donde está, de esa circunstancia que a veces parece la única posible, y empezar a tener otro tipo de reacción, otro tipo de vida, y acceso a mucho más desarrollo individual, que en definitiva nos hace más felices, y que en definitiva va a generar personas mejores, comunidades mejores, mundo mejor, niños mejores, y obviamente realimentarlo, ¿no? Sorry, I was speaking in Spanish, but I needed to bend that up. So I will not translate because I forgot that what I said. Mauro?
No, mi pregunta también va más acotada, esta vez tanto a Juanita como a Mercedes. Actualmente, por lo menos en la universidad, e incluso hay estudios de campo que lo demuestran, por ejemplo, en cuestiones de familia, inconscientemente las personas actualmente apuntan a contratar una abogada mujer, pero bueno, entiendo que, y más en países con una estructura social diferente, como Latinoamérica, ha sido difícil imponerse en el mundo laboral, ser escuchada, y bueno, ¿cuál fue su experiencia? Que nos puedan contar ustedes cómo lo hicieron, cómo les permitieron poner su voz sobre encima de un montón de otras opiniones que se estaban dando. Esa es mi pregunta.
Sí, en mi caso particular, yo vengo de familias con mujeres muy fuertes, entonces como que la voz siempre se escucha de la mujer, ¿no? Pero, y en la facultad también éramos mayorías mujeres, yo estudié medicina para las chicas, y también en la residencia de pediatría éramos mayorías mujeres, sí que en el campo de la salud la mujer, sin embargo, bueno, los puestos por ahí, los jefes de servicios todavía siguen siendo hombres, pero bueno, ya hay lugares donde las mujeres están ganando, o sea, se están animando más, cirugías, y cirugías complejas, cardiología, no sé, neurocirugía, que era más el campo de hombres. Así que bueno, pero es verdad que hay lugares donde el predominio del hombre todavía cuesta, ¿no? Pero yo creo que eso ha cambiado mucho. Pero en mi caso particular no he tenido grandes dificultades.
Jaime.
Bueno, a Juani también le había preguntado.
Ah, dale.
Bueno, yo también vengo de una familia donde somos mayoría mujeres, fuertes, empoderadas, o sea, como el matriarcado más o menos. En la Facultad de Comunicación Social éramos mayoría mujeres, pero pues realmente por muy poco. Y hasta ahí bien, pero el tema sí ha sido el tema laboral. ¿Por qué? Porque dependiendo de del enfoque que tú tengas dentro de la comunicación social y el periodismo, y yo he tocado como muchas cosas, a veces ser mujer te afecta. Entonces, yo trabajé en, en cierto lugar de televisión aquí en Colombia, y a ti, o sea, las propuestas en tonos, o sea, el acoso sexual estaba a la orden del día. Tú quieres progresar, acuéstate conmigo, o sea, somos adultos, acuéstate conmigo. O ven, vamos allí, la invitación, la mirada lasciva, termina siendo incómodo, ¿verdad? Entonces siempre se complica por ese lado. En este punto, tuve jefes muy buenos. Y también es el tema que, si bien las mujeres, sobre todo en las relaciones públicas, somos muy apetecidas, estoy hablando de Colombia y de casos particulares, yo no voy a aclarar, no voy a decir que todos los hombres son así porque eso no es cierto, pero a mí me han tocado jefes que creen que porque yo soy mujer me pueden pisotear y pueden ser groseros conmigo y todo, pero es que quienes me conocen, y aquí los señoritos de Mirla Negra saben cómo soy yo no soy, cuando alguien actúa de esa forma conmigo, yo no lo permito y no tengo que ser grosera o violenta o no. O sea, yo en mis 13 todo el tiempo y es que las cosas no son así. Si usted me contrató es porque me necesita y se va a seguir en esa tónica hasta luego. Sí es claro, o sea, a veces, por lo menos en mi campo profesional, a veces sí se complican mucho determinadas cosas. Ahora, voy a aclarar. Yo 3 meses en Cardano y en serio que el equipo te apoya en todos los sentidos, si te enfermas, si tienes problemas, nunca, o sea, soy un ser, o sea, aquí no es que yo sea mujer y ellos hombres, aquí todos somos seres humanos y como tal nos tratamos y nos respetamos. Y es algo que valoro y admiro mucho y me encanta, por eso me encanta estar aquí. Y o sea, esta es mi experiencia aquí. Esto es lo que amo de estar aquí. Y soy la única, por eso me identificaba con mí, porque soy la única mujer dentro del equipo de administración. Y estos hombres me respetan como yo los respeto a ellos. Pero es que yo sé que ellos a mí no me respetan porque soy mujer. Ellos a mí me respetan porque soy un ser humano igual que ellos. Y yo no los respeto porque son hombres. Yo los respeto porque son buenos seres humanos. Y eso me encanta. Y es algo muy bonito estar en un lugar donde te tratan así, donde ven más allá de otras cosas, donde se dan cuenta del ser humano que es. Gracias por eso, chicos, de verdad. Que sea el momento de darles las gracias y decirles que, ustedes saben, en el corazoncito los tengo.
Yuri.
Hi. I've only been in Cardano for a little bit. Barely get into the space myself, but I grew up in a very environment that, you know, welfare, low income. And in reality, when I was growing up, you know, my goal was just to you know, like graduate high school and, you know, not be pregnant, because that was what, you know, that was the goal. That was the goal for us in my community. It wasn't until I went into college and expanded my bubble to see that, you know, women can do more in their lives and they're capable of so much more than just being, you know, a wife and a mother. And so I've become a registered nurse. I'm about to graduate with my master's degree, which to me, I would have never thought. But 18-year-old me would have said, oh, you're going to college. I would have been like, no, you're crazy. That's not me at all. But one of the things that I have done, because I've seen, you know, like how much impact people of my color, people who look like me, people of my background, being in the positions that I aspire to be, has made like just becoming a nurse more reality, has made me have more confidence that yes, I can graduate with my master's degree, and yes, I can go back for my doctor's degree, and I belong in that place. So with that being said, one of the things that I would like to do here in the Cardano space, but also I do this, as a nurse, give back to my students and my community and just show them like, hey, I'm here, I'm human, this is my background, if I can do it, you can do it, and just kind of be a role model and just lead that way. So I think that kind of goes into also in the Cardano, like, hey, I'm a normal person like you. I've gotten into this. Here's some of the steps I've done. I have, my husband that helps me out with me, but I think that's one of the reasons why we started the podcast, so we can explain it to other people and be like, just kind of like, we're all here, we're all trying to figure it out, and let's just go on this journey together. And I think that's a good way to like, having these type of communities that are very accepting and very encouraging is going to go a long way in finding other people just beyond. I'm in the United States, and I know I'm very privileged and I have a lot of things, and there's other nations that are not so, but if we can reach out to them through Zoom with technology, like the sky's the limit. And so recruiting younger generations to be involved and show them like, hey, so save a couple bucks in here, or you can do this as an artist, or go do programming and you can do it on your own. Just so much possibilities now that weren't available when we were growing up. So
and let me pick up from what you left. I really appreciate what you said. From my personal experience with my mom and my daughter, my mom was one of the first programmers in Argentina, right? And I've seen her diminish during the time because of the opportunities that were neglected to her. And I kind of seen the same thing with my daughter. They were amazing. Well, my daughter is amazing, intelligent woman. My daughter was far more better in math than my second kid. And now she overcome her, not because she's not applied to study or because she's less intelligent, because the society made her believe she's not intelligent enough. And I think this happens all the time. And it's our responsibility as a community to keep opportunities open, to show people that anyone is capable and able to do whatever you want, whatever you feel like doing, if you just put some sweat in it and you ask for help, and we collaborate together in making that so. And it's amazing because I heard a lot of people saying that, well, you cannot give her this task because she's not intelligent. And it's a stupidity, I mean, this is the totally opposite, because it is about how we are as a society. And I know that if we keep opportunities open, we will thrive as a society, and we will be a better world. Many things that are happening right now is because this unique mindset of doing things as one way or the other. And this is not what humans are. We are a rainbow. We are the gray of the grays, and it's not black or white here. And thanks for saying that. Cande.
Ya. Lo voy a decir en español para no bolear. Yo, de lo que resumo, de lo que veo, esta es la primera vez que yo tengo contacto con ustedes, bueno, aparte de Juanita y Sebas, pero lo que yo recojo de todo lo que han dicho es que sí es necesaria la gestión emocional, tanto para entender lo que somos como personas y lo que podemos hacer, como para entender cómo podemos lidiar con las situaciones que nos son difíciles de procesar. Por otro lado, que está muy bien pedir ayuda, que hay que visibilizar los hombres que son humanos funcionales, ¿no? O sea, Antes era como, y la mujer la cocina, y la mujer lava, y la mujer plancha, y la mujer y el señor trae la plata, lo que tú estabas diciendo hace un rato. Y todavía de pronto, al buscar espacio como mujeres en cualquier lugar, lo que tendemos a hacer es lo mismo que hicimos ahorita, como es que siempre tenemos tal rol y ellos tienen tal rol y queremos más espacio, pero también es cierto que si yo llego y ocupo el espacio que requiero ocupar para desempeñar mi labor, no tengo que pelear con él. Una mata, una semilla cae en la tierra y ella arranca a crecer y ocupa el espacio que necesita para crecer, ¿cierto? No empieza a decir, matica, quítese, matica, quítese. Es decir, yo sé que entre los árboles y esto tienen ahí su lenguaje y se unen y matan uno y etcétera. Pero yo lo que entiendo es que podemos ocupar, tenemos derecho a ocupar un espacio, pero podemos simplemente ir y ocuparlo y ser. No hay que pelear por un lugar, ¿no? Si yo llego y ocupo el espacio que necesito para desarrollarme, que es, por ejemplo, lo que Juanita está haciendo en este lugar. Ella había sufrido acoso laboral, acoso sexual en su lugar de trabajo, llegó aquí, ocupó su espacio y puede ser. Obvio, yo sé que también depende de que haya humanos funcionales alrededor, que es lo que está pasando aquí, ¿cierto? Pero si yo entiendo quién soy, entiendo cómo gestionar mis emociones, entiendo el derecho que tengo a ocupar un espacio y lo ocupo porque sé que tengo una misión, que es lo que decía Ale, y puedo hacer cosas con lo que quiero hacer, de pronto el camino es más fácil. Lo que pasa es que a veces, lo digo desde mi propia experiencia, desde lo que a mí me pasaba, uno quiere un espacio porque no lo tiene, porque lo tienen los hombres, pero ¿para qué lo quiere? Voy a un ejemplo súper simple. Estoy en la casa y me emberraca que mi abuelita me haga servirle primero a mis tíos y a mis primos. Yo quiero que me sirva a mí primero. ¿Para qué lo quiero? Es decir, o sea, tengo que entender, porque yo tengo hambre ya, listo, quiero comer ya, necesito comer ya. Pero si yo también digo como, pues no, es que todavía no tengo hambre, entonces no me importa, y mejor porque el que, como es que dice, el que parte y comparte se queda siempre con la mejor parte. Entonces si soy estratégica y resulta que entiendo que es que a mí no me importa que me sirvan primero, sino quiero es que me sirvan de últimas para yo quedarme con lo mejor o con la mayor cantidad. Depende, depende para qué quiero el espacio, qué quiero hacer en ese espacio, cómo quiero impactar en esas personas. Entonces depende de eso el para qué y cuánto espacio, cuántos recursos son los que necesito. Y ya para cerrar, yo lo que veo es que se habla un montón de tecnología y que pues obviamente las mujeres no tenemos tanto espacio. Yo tengo primos ingenieros y nosotros teníamos otros oficios y tan. Pero lo que percibo que ustedes están creando aquí es una tecnología de la inclusión, una tecnología de la equidad, donde nadie está peleando por un espacio, nadie está peleando por un rol, sino que simplemente cada uno está ocupando el espacio que quería ocupar para ser lo que quiere ser, para hacer lo que quiere ser, tener el impacto que quiere tener, y ustedes tejieron una red, pero yo lo que percibo es que ninguno peleó por un espacio. Entonces eso me parece súper poderoso, que no hay una lucha típica, que es lo que digamos, a mí me parece difícil de conectar con la causa feminista, porque siento que es muy peleonero y yo no quiero pelear, yo ya peleé mucho, ¿sí? Yo solo quiero estar aquí, estar tranquila, hacer, ser, decir, sentir, ¿no? Y veo qué es lo que ustedes están haciendo, qué es lo que ustedes proveen, es lo que puedo percibir en esta primera interacción. Aquí no hay pelea.
Es interesante lo que decís, te voy a responder en español. Yo no sé si no es que no hay pelea. Para mí, entendimos que vamos más rápido y mejor si vamos juntos, como dice el dicho africano, ¿no? Y vamos más lejos. Y aun cuando por ahí muchos de acá presentamos propuestas y queremos, obviamente, que ganen esas propuestas, y peleamos con el de al lado en la propuesta, porque la plata es la misma, entendimos que hay mucha más oportunidad para nosotros como latinos si vamos juntos. Y tal vez es un espacio para mí de aire fresco, porque no es normal en Latinoamérica que esto pase. Nos enseñaron muchas veces, a conveniencia de otros, que lo mejor es estar divididos, ¿no? Y que tenés que tomar posición. Boca River en Argentina, ¿no? O blancos y negros, o hombres y mujeres. Y tenés que tomar partido, porque de eso se trata la vida. Tenés que ser decidido, y tenés que ser aguerrido, y tenés que tomar partido. A mí me parece que la historia ha demostrado que una de las cosas que el ser humano ha logrado es no tener que tomar partido. Y el único partido que tomamos es el de todos. Y nos ayudamos. Y ayudarse significa también ceder. Ayudarse es entender. Ayudarse es limitarse a veces. Porque puede ser que uno sea más vivo que el de al lado para ciertas cuestiones, pero sabés que si vos solo pensás en vos y ganás en todas, el de al lado se va a ir. O va a pensar que vos no querés dejar que gane y entonces va a operar en contra tuya. Y a la larga terminamos divididos. Hay un libro maravilloso argentino que se llama Martín Fierro, por ahí alguno de ustedes lo escuchó o lo leyó, que dice: los hermanos se han unido porque esa es la ley primera, porque si entre ellos pelean, los devoran los de afuera. Y a mí me parece que esto es una realidad. Y lo que me parece que esta comunidad, no sé si lo entendió, pero por lo menos estamos queriendo entenderlos entre todos, es cómo colaborar. Cómo colaborar, porque la colaboración nos hace mejores y nos hace llegar más lejos, ¿no? Jaime.
Pues sí, en definitiva, lo que han dicho todos tiene total validez y comparto cada uno de los pensamientos de cada uno. En definitiva, creo que la mente hoy en día está cambiando el chip. Yo soy de esas personas que cree que el potencial humano y de la capacidad mental que tenemos y de todo lo que nos falta por recorrer para desarrollar el cerebro no en su totalidad, porque creo que falta mucho camino a nivel de desarrollo humano, pero sí he notado que mentalmente somos como diferentes y hay un movimiento que se está notando inclusive más en los jóvenes, ¿sí? De precisamente esa intención de romper barreras, de que haya una equidad, que haya una igualdad, de que no haya esa división que por los años han tenido que sufrir otras generaciones. Pero pues en realidad lo que yo quería preguntar era pues precisamente mirando el escenario de que como está el arco iris, también está el lado oscuro de las cosas, ¿cierto? Tenía una pregunta tanto para Ali como para mí, precisamente, y es la siguiente. What has been the best of and the worst thing to be a part to being a part in the Cardano community?
The best and the worst part about being in the Cardano community, I would say I honestly love and am honored that wherever I go, everyone seems to know who I am. And it seems like a fangirl famous moment that, you know, I'm doing something and people are aware of it. You know, in any other aspect of my life, whether it was in high school or even in my own family, when I was serving in the military, I would do something and it was just a small, you know, attention and awareness to what I was doing. So I'm really, really honored by that, especially as we're growing, it continues to spread. And I really, really am thankful for, you know, I would say, you know, I don't know if she's come to town halls much, but Jenny Brito, big shout out to her for amplifying my voice to be able to do the things that I do now. And I have always admired, you know, when I first came into this space, I started off on Ethereum. I listed up a piece on OpenSea. It cost me $400 to put 50 pictures up. And I was working retail at the time. And that was expensive for me because I didn't have that money to spare. And when I discovered Cardano, I loved the enthusiasm from everyone to share opportunity, to share the education, and to share support. I think that's one of the most beautiful things that I ever saw when I first came in. And granted, it was a bull market, so of course everyone was super excited and super eager. You know, I see that slightly diminishing because we are in a bear market. I see people are under pressure. But I am hopeful that, you know, as time goes on, those who endure what we endure now, and we're back up to that, you know, hierarchy level, essentially something that we strive for, it'll be back to that same environment. But even then, I think it's still pretty prevalent in this space from those who I see here today, and who I even see active in other aspects, whether it's in town halls or not. The things that I haven't enjoyed, to be honest, I don't think a lot of people really talk about the toxicity enough. You know, I see on Twitter there is this Cardano versus Ethereum, Cardano versus Solana, Cardano versus whatever blockchain. And I get it. You know, we want to chant for our team just as much as we would in football or in any other, you know, high school versus high schools. So there's so many aspects of life where we cheer on our thing over another, and we say bad things about another thing. But to be honest, there's no grass greener than the other side. You know, each chain, I believe, has something to offer to their community respectively, and each has their own faults, you know, and at the end of the day, there should be no reason for us to be so negative. You know, it's fun to banter a little bit on social media, nice poll, all of those things. It's fun. It's the internet. But I think that we would be more appealing when it comes to when we want to talk about mass adoption. Be eager to learn about what the other chain has to offer. Why does Solana have the community it has, and why do they still stick around? Regardless of us joking that, you know, it turns on and it turns off, there's something there that keeps that community there. There's something there that keeps a community in Ethereum. And if we can learn about those things and incorporate them accordingly in our chain and in others, we will be leagues ahead of where we are now. Because I don't know, I think one of the things that I really look forward in talking about with Cardano women, for example, this topic of inclusivity, it's really annoying that it's a topic. It should just be. But, you know, we've gone through years and years that we've been bringing up this topic. We bring up this topic of let's include, you know, the LGBTQ community. Let's include the Black Lives Matter community. Let's include women. Let's include the youth groups and everything. And very little is actually done about it until someone is actually angry enough to include it. So I would love it for it to be something that we don't get mad at to fix things. Just simply, let's be adults, let's have a conversation, and we work on things. So that's just, I think, a few of my 2 cents to that.
Thank you, Ali. Me?
Yeah, so I don't know what to say more, because I totally agree with Ali with everything she said. It's totally it's true. And when I read in the comments, and when it's come to between having to choose versus working together, I will prefer working together and just let it be, just not to really distinguish between women and men. So because we encourage more women to join and we can work together. So that is the whole point of this. not we like we create our own word, and you know that so it's gonna be like the equality is not gonna be equal again, because like we attract more women and they gotta have their like so it's also always better to work together as a team, and we encourage more women to join in. So that is the like our aim, our last purpose. Yeah.
Thank you, Mie. I was in the Ethereum Latam today, and we keep on talking with the team here about the why, right? Why we are here, and we keep saying all the time we are here for the people, and I think that is the true purpose of this community. Everywhere we go and we talk about wonderful people and great people and caring people is exactly reflecting that, people. And when we look at people, we need to agree that technology is just a part of that. And a friend of mine today at the stage in the Ethereum Latam conference, he was talking about this, you know, the space and how it is adopted or not adopted. And one thing that he said is that maximalists, right? Sorry, I'm going to mute Jaime. There you go.
My bad, sorry.
Don't worry. Maximalists are the ones that are getting this thing wrong. And that this space is about a huge amount of technology that is changing or has the potential at least to change people's life. And no matter which color or type of blockchain you choose to do your stuff, it is the maximalism what is probably hindering our potential to reach our destination. And I totally agree with that. And I think that the future is multi-chain. So we need to reach out, as Ali was saying, to other people that are maybe as passionate as we are, or even more. Maybe we end up following them through the path that they created, and it's better for all of them. So I do agree that that is one of the things that I don't like to see in Cardano anymore, which is them against us. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because some of the more loud voices that are more relevant in Cardano, I don't want to say any names, but that we kind of idolized and that they are the gods. And if we are going to decentralize our way of living, there are no gods. We are the ones that are choosing our destiny. So we don't have to be divided because somebody says that. We need to find that on our own. We need to talk to people, and we need to exactly do what Ali was saying about, let's find out why the Solana people like Solana so much, and why the Ethereum people are still around after 10 years or more. And if they are dumb, or they are all them billionaires, and that's not the truth. And we know there are people like us. And I think that as many people we talk to, we reach out, and the more bridges that we land between technologies, the better potential that this technology has to really address 7.8 billion people in the earth and change our life forever. So I would like to really thank you so much for these amazing women that were talking and expressing themselves. Of course, this was the town hall where we feel more, and that is one of the characteristics that I think the women brings to any kind of things that they do. They tend to have more feelings and generate more feelings on the other person that are interacting. And I think that is something that we always have to have in our hearts and in our minds, because we are building this for people. And it's good for all of us, because at the end, in order to remain passionate about this, we need to reach out to our hearts, not our brains. And it's what makes us humans. So I would like to thank you so much. I don't have words enough and at the level to express how we are feeling about this and the amazing support and additions and generosity that you expressed today. And I would like to thank you on behalf of every single one of us. And please help us bring more women to Cardano. Help us bring more women to Latam. We need them. We need you. And that's the way to build this amazing community and to reach out and be able to share this unique opportunity that we're having that maybe many people are not aware, or maybe some division and abstract division or imposed division are hindering them to understand what we are doing here and why we are doing here. So reach out to them, tell the story, and let's get together and build up our future. Thanks so much. I don't know if somebody wants to say anything more or add something more.
I only want to say one thing, a funny thing that happens a few minutes ago. The noise that you hear was my mom, because she is watching us on YouTube, and she's telling me that I am watching you, but I am trying to follow you because she don't speak English very well. She understands a few words, you know, but after the town hall, I am going to translate what we said here. And the amazing thing is the people who can participate anywhere with this technology and with this community, no matters your age, no matters your religions, your feelings, no matter anything, just participate, just join us and go ahead and pull the community together and build amazing things. That's the important part, you know. We are here.
¿Cómo se llama tu mamá?
Nancy.
Nancy, la próxima vení y participá. Te queremos acá hablando con todos y vamos a hablar en español, obviamente, para que puedas estar acá y darnos tu opinión y obviamente sumarte a este maravilloso mundo de Cardano en el que tu hijo lo tiene atrapado y entender por qué lo tiene tan atrapado y en conjunto poder compartir otra pasión más, ¿no? Gracias a todas, a todos. Un maravillosa fiesta. Thanks everyone to be here. Amazing fest. We needed more music maybe, but the topic, I think it was very interesting to open up the conversation and keep it up at this level, people talking to each other. Maybe next time we will have more time for partying and enjoying great music. Thanks, Mirla, Negra, for sharing your art. It was amazing. And for sharing your thoughts as well, because you said a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
Gracias,
Estamos
Nancy.
escuchando,
Te escuchamos, Nancy. Gracias.
Hola,
Gracias.
Nancy.
Hola, Nancy.
¿Vio?
Gracias.
De nada, a
Thank
ti.
you.
A ti.
Thank
Por,
you,
y por
Ali.
este hermoso hijo que tienes, que nos ayuda todos los días acá a hacer un mundo mejor. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night, evening, morning, or whatever you are now. And please get back on next Thursday for another beautiful town hall. Thanks
Thank
so
you,
much.
Ali, and I look forward to keeping in touch with you in the future.
For sure.
Thank you.
All of us.
All of us.
My inbox is open. I look forward to any. I respond slowly, but I respond.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Gracias a todos.
Bye.
Take care.
See you.